Michael Brown was a young man who had done everything we told him to do. He graduated, he stayed in school, he enrolled in a college of higher education, and that diploma that he worked so hard to get was not bulletproof. It didn't save his life.
This is your first time voting, Clayton. It's the very first presidential election that you'll ever participate in. What do you think of your choices?
Yeah, I think the choices are pretty bleak.
How are people feeling about the debate being this close by, but really, frankly, it's feeling a million miles away?
I don't think we're going to get close to talking about Ferguson as we should. Neither candidate has an adequate understanding of the policy that needs to be adopted so that people who look like me have some hope in the political system again.
I'm hoping that no one would dare come to St. Louis and not discuss what has been happening here for the last 2 years, not discuss the modern movement for civil rights and for racial justice that was really begun or at least continued right here in St. Louis and in Ferguson. There are people, young people, that are still fighting for this every single day. So I would hope that our presidential candidates would take that seriously.
My university is not like in a neighborhood like this that is targeted by, police officers so much. And that I have, a very different background than Mike Brown had. When it comes to violence, specifically police brutality, the first thing that they see, and perhaps the only thing they see, is, the face of a black man.
When you really understand the poverty that exists in our communities and how it's harming people, you add on to that the lack of housing, you add on to that substandard education, you add on to that the inability to get a job, you add on to that racial strife, you add on to that all of these other things, and you don't get it. No one gets it unless you're living it.
As a person who I would say consider myself politically active and try to be cognizant of the world around me, I too have my doubts about what the system can do for me, because with every single black body that is taken, with every single form of discrimination I experience, and when we have tried to consult systems in the past, it seems that, all of our efforts are in vain to a certain extent. However, I think the reason why we protest and the reason why we are motivated to continue in making our struggles known is because we do see, the hope for change.
I wasn't born woke. I don't know about you, but I wasn't born woke, right? I needed somebody to help wake me up. And so the more that we both are awakened by the things that we see and help wake other people up, that is continuing to keep this thing moving forward. Change takes time, right? The Montgomery bus boycott alone lasted over a year. And that was just one campaign to integrate buses, let alone lunch counters, let alone water fountains, let alone schools, let alone the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act, right? What we're talking about, the kind of change that we want to see, will take time and it will take persistence. So we cannot get discouraged when things don't move as quickly as we want, because the work is still ahead of us and it continues.
Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where our lives be threatened daily because we want to live as decent human beings in America?